Hello again, fellow YouTubers. I didn't think I'd be making a video about footboards so soon after the last one, but my partner owns a lowrider, a Softail Lowrider, and she quite fancied the idea of footboards on her bike, and just by luck a set of Fatboy footboards came up on Facebook Marketplace, so I bought them. When I got them, I realised that it was going to be a bit more complicated than the Sport Glide, as the gear lever assembly is different and also the brake lever assembly is different. But looking through eBay, I did manage to find the parts I needed. I'm going to attempt to show you how it's done and that it is possible. This is the bike it's going on, and I don't know if you can see the brake assembly. It's got a separate pivot there, another pivot there, and the gear lever comes out the side of the casing on the Lowrider, whereas on the Fatboy and the Sport Glide it comes off that linkage there and goes through a bracket to the front, but I'll cover that. Okay, these are the footboards I bought. This one here is the right hand side as you're sitting on it, and this one here is the left hand side. I did try fitting it without this this piece. You can take this piece off, and it does fit okay, but the gear lever comes about there, which she tried to fit on it and it did seem to work okay, but when I saw the correct parts available, I thought I'd have a go at doing it with the correct linkages. That just goes on there. Okay, this isn't as forward as the Sport Glide by the look of it. Really all I need to do is take these two bolts out to remove the footrest, but the footrest is attached to that lever there, the brake lever, which then goes around the back here. It's attached to that mechanism there, and the pin that connects it to the master cylinder. So I've got to take that pin out first, but this assembly here that goes behind the footboards is all one bit, so I've had to buy another brake lever with that bit already on it. I'm just hoping it's going to fit with the master cylinder. Bit of a gamble really. So first of all I'm going to take that pin out, and then that bolt there, these two, and this whole assembly should come off in theory. Right, I've removed the two lower bolts. That leaves this footrest assembly dangling. What I think I'm going to do now is remove these two bolts to take off the master cylinder to fit to the new bracket, because the new bracket will fit on there. Then I'll remove that bolt there. Right, I've removed the two bolts from the master cylinder and I've just suspended it on a bungee strap just to hold it, because obviously it's still got the brake pipe attached to the back of it. Now theoretically all I need to do is remove this one to remove this big bracket. Bear in mind I've never done this before, this is all guesswork. And that's what it looks like with it off. The bracket's now off. That's the whole assembly there. So hopefully the new parts are going to, off the Sport Glide, will go straight on. Bit of a gamble, but there we are. Okay, this is the new bit I bought. New brake lever, which theoretically should bolt straight onto there. Okay, I've got it roughly into position. One bolt to hold that on there, and then I've got a couple of bolts in the master cylinder just to hold it on. Now I think I'm going to put the pin back in the brake linkage there before I put the footboard on. Okay, so there it is, all bolted up. I had more trouble getting that little clip on the linkage for the master cylinder than anything else. All bolted up underneath. I just hope pedal's not too far forward for her after having the mid controls. And of course now I've got the other side to do. Okay, this is the bits I bought for the other side. The linkage and the arm and the brake lever. So hopefully that will be as straightforward as the other side. But it is all still a gamble. Okay, time to start on the other side. First job is to remove those cap heads from those linkages that operate the gears. Undo and remove the gear lever, and under here there's those two bolts that hold on the footrest. So I'm going to attempt to remove all them first. Now these cap heads seem to be coming out easy enough. I'm just lifting the gear lever up to move that back so I can get on this one, take that one out. Then once that linkage is off, I should be able to move that back one fairly easily. Okay, so that's the footrest off, the gear linkage and the gear lever, which leaves us with that down there. Now up here, this lever here, which comes off the spline on the side of the chain case, will be redundant, so some people remove those, but it means taking the inner and outer casing off. So what I'll do is I'm going to paint it matte black and cable tie it down somehow, so it doesn't notice. This one's your main gear operating lever there. So next step is to fit the footboard. Right, I've bolted the footrest on, which is just 2 bolts, quite simple. What I did is I've put the original gear lever back on just so you can see, if you didn't like having the gear lever further forward, you could actually get away with keeping the original gear lever and gear linkage on it. But as I've bought the proper connections and everything, I'm going to go ahead and do it, because this bit here is held on by 2 bolts, so you could just take this bit off and just use this footboard with that gear lever. But the proper one sets it further forward, but you'll see that once I've fitted it. Okay, so this is the the linkage that came with the other gear lever. Basically, we just connect that end up to there, and then that shaft comes through here. Obviously make sure you grease it up well before you put it through. Okay, so as you can see, that end of the rod's tightened up, and this end is installed through that part there, which is part of the footrest. So all I've got to do now is put the gear lever on. These 2 little rubber washers go on there first. I'm not going to actually tighten the gear lever up till Diane's had a sit on it, get the right position. Okay, so the gear lever's on. It's not bolted up yet. I'm going to wait till Diane tries it out, get it in the position she wants. One thing I have noticed, if you line the gear lever up with the edge of that footboard, I should say, you can see it's bent. I did buy it from a breaker, and to be fair, he said he'd give me my money back, but as soon as I want all the rest of the assembly with it as well, I'm going to try and straighten it myself. Right, the remaining gear linkage, I've just put some matte black paint on it. You can see they're moving about, so I'm twisting this gear lever. I'm going to give it another coat and then it will just, won't notice. For now I'm going to put a Jubilee clip on there. It's got the original rubber washer on it, but as I say, you can buy a chrome cover that goes over these from, I don't know, Custom Chrome, one of those people, so I'm going to buy one of them. Well, there we are, I've straightened the gear lever up. I was going to put that end in the vise, stick a big pole on that end and give it some leverage, but in the end I just did it with a C-clamp and put some pressure on it gently. So I got it pretty well lined up. Looks pretty good from there. There we are, that's them complete. Just been out for a little ride so Diane can try them out. And her feet reach and all the gear lead. So all is good, and they look pretty good as well. Just a quick addition, we managed to get hold of one of these chrome covers for the end of the redundant gear shaft, which just finishes it off really, doesn't look too bad.